What is going on, guys? My name is Caden Hayward. I'm the CEO of Coach Hayward. We help busy working women permanently lose weight and feel amazing in their skin once and for all. Now, today's training is going to be very, very important for a lot of you. It is on the topic of menopause. So, how do we lose weight around menopause? What is menopause? Like, how does it happen? How does weight gain happen? Everything A to Z, the 101 of menopause. So, let's jump into today's training. Okay, as you can see here, I just shared my screen with y'all. Now, I just did this training like 10 minutes ago, and the whole thing did not record whatsoever on the audio. So I'm praying that this time it's going to record. So before I jump into this training, as I always ask y'all, if you get something valuable out of this training, if this helps you on this journey or whatever it may be, then all I ask is that you like, subscribe, and share to a friend if you know anybody who is going through this and needs some help with their weight loss, okay? That's all I ask. If it doesn't go good for you, if you don't enjoy this, if I waste your time in this training, delete me, unlike whatever floats your boat. Okay, why do most women gain weight though during menopause? Okay, why does this happen? So got a few points here for you. Number one is a loss of muscle mass. Now, this is huge, especially if you don't work out already. If you don't work out before menopause and you're not working out during menopause and all these changes happening, then you are going to have a loss of muscle mass. Okay, especially when it comes to most people's diets is like lower in protein as well. So that loss of muscle mass is going to decrease your metabolism and it's going to cause for more weight gain if you're not in a calorie deficit. Okay. Next, fat storage changes areas in bodies. So this is what we call the menopause belly. Okay. Now the reason why is because let's say for the typical female, like their fat usually likes to store around like their hip areas, maybe around their legs a little bit. And what happens though during menopause is that the fat storage changes and actually goes in towards your belly area. Now, this is really important that we want to lose this belly fat because this can cause us some major health issues. So it's definitely important that we get rid of that. And that's why you're watching today's training though. So next is decrease in calories burned per day. So as we naturally get older, not even just going through or during menopause and everything, but just as we get older, what's going to happen is that our our metabolism is going to drop. So our BMR, our basal metabolic rate, which is how many calories on average we burn per day, it's going to decline. Now, the benefits is that we can also drop our calorie intake as well to help with this because we don't need as many calories coming in as we get older. But that is huge right there on the drop in calories burned per day. Okay. Poor sleep. Okay, poor sleep is going to affect everything A to Z. Our cortisol levels, our stress, and it's very, very well linked to weight gain as well. Okay, poor sleep usually happens during menopause just because of like hot flashes and your body's going through a ton of changes. So that poor sleep quality, insomnia, and everything is it's more likely to happen. Okay. Now, next is, as we all know, let's see if this pops up, hormones are fluctuating. Okay, so your hormone fluctuation. So what this means is that your estrogen levels typically are going to be dropping. Okay, your estrogen is the main female hormone. And for males, it is testosterone. Okay, now when this estrogen drops, it increases the fat storage. But also, if the estrogen increases a ton as well, whatever fluctuation way it wants to go, it can also increase your fat storage as well. So that's very important to note too. Okay. Now here's the thing. If you feel like, like, oh, I'm just destined to gain weight then during menopause, like I'm so screwed, or I don't want to get older, or whatever it may be, first of all, when menopause happens, you're not old. Like you're still so young. You still have so much life. So that's number one. And number two is like you can 100% make this change. And that's why you're watching this training today. And that's exactly what I'm going to break down here in about 10 seconds for you. So you don't have to feel this way, okay? If you're stressed out about it, I just want to let you know that you can make this change, okay? You're not destined to gain all this weight and be stuck like this forever or be irreversible, okay? You can 100% do this. Now, I'm specifically talking to those who are either just about to go through menopause or who are going through menopause and have had that 20-pound, 30-pound gain of weight. I just want to let you know that I work with clients like this all the time and you can 100% lose it. So let's jump into how we actually lose weight during menopause. All right. Number one. Number one is caloric deficit. Number one, this is key here. If don't even look at the rest of them, just look at this one, because if this is not aligned, if you don't have a caloric deficit, then you will not lose weight. That's a fact. Okay, so be in a caloric deficit, which means you're consuming less calories than what your basal metabolic rate is. Okay, so as I mentioned, your calories burned per day will decrease, but by being in by getting older, we can also decrease our caloric intake as well, so we can be in a caloric deficit. Now, medical studies show that a female should not go under 1,200 calories per day on a diet. Okay, so do not go under 1,200 calories. That is like the borderline bottom before you start having deficiencies, etc. So never go behind under 1,200 calories per day. Okay. Now, that being said, I don't really recommend you start out at 1,200 calories per day either, because then you're kind of like just a one set. And then if you hit a plateau or anything, it's going to be much harder to break. So I recommend that you don't start out that low. That's for sure. Okay. Most of you don't need to at all go that low. Okay. That's like if the last resort kind of thing. Now, next is sleep quality. Okay. Gotta get we're sleeping. We got to get the sleep in. If we're not sleeping at night, then our cortisol levels are going to be wonky. So that means, we're more likely to be stressed. The more stress we have, the more stomach fat that we have. And also sleep is, like I mentioned, linked to overweight, so weight gain. And also, I believe it's linked to like obesity as well. So sleep quality is like unbelievably important here. We got to get our sleep in. Okay. Moving on. Next up, we have therapy. I put a question mark on this one because y'all are probably like, what is he talking about? I came here to learn about how to lose weight during menopause. I didn't come here to talk about my mental health. But what I mean by this, by therapy, is that sometimes some cognitive behavioral therapy or like acupuncture is shown to improve your sleep quality a ton, and your stress levels, and that in turn will help speed up your weight loss. Okay, because a lot of time too with women who are going through menopause, it can dramatically affect their mental health, if they're not prepared for it, not ready for it, whatever it may be. See that weight gain. So some therapy, sometimes it might help y'all. Okay, now moving on. Now, mind you, too, therapy is not a bad thing. Like there should be a stigma behind like, oh, I'm okay, I don't need help. I think everyone should be getting the help they need, especially when it comes to whatever thing they want, whatever they want to accomplish. So lower carb, not too low. Okay. Now, I put not too low because you might watch this and be okay, well, I'm going to go keto then. And it's like, oh, we'll do that for 3 months. And then tell me where you're at, because what happens with this, if you're a wine drinker, if you like your bread in the morning or you like your sandwiches and stuff, then low carb just won't be sustainable. There's no point in doing it. You're going to be miserable doing it because you're going to be like, oh, I'm seeing results, but I also, every time I go out with my friends, I'm drinking green tea in the corner and I'm having so much fun. It's like, no, like if it's not going to work with your lifestyle long term, then don't even bother doing it. So that's why I say lower the carbs down. Yes, because that's key. That's super, super important. It's a fact that it shows to help you lose weight, but not too low. You can even see a huge increase in your weight loss just by doing like 30% when it comes to your macros, 30% carbs per day. Okay, so just by decreasing it that little bit, studies show that it is more helpful. Okay. Now, lowering the carbs itself is not going to help you lose weight. It's just you got to be in a caloric deficit. But lowering the carbs is more likely to put you in a caloric deficit because you're consuming less calories per day on average, because you're having higher protein, you're staying full longer, and carbs usually have more calories in the typical meal that you eat. Okay, so moving on. Resistance training. Okay, stick to like 15 reps. Okay. Higher reps is like proven to be like better for menopause and weight loss and everything. So stick to like higher reps around the 15 rep range. You can even go up to like 20 if you wanted. I recommend 15, those like perfect. But lift those weights. Don't be scared of those weights. If you need help with it, get the local trainer or YouTube, or get a coach who can show you how to do it properly, whatever it may be. But yeah, start that weight training. So all you need, if you work out from home, you just need 2 dumbbells. Okay. You just need 1 kettlebell, and that's it to make some serious changes. Now, I have clients who have lost tons and tons of weight who have worked out with just a yoga mat. So it's like, you can definitely do it with what you got. But resistance training is really going to help. It's going to help keep that muscle mass on your body, boost that metabolism, and help you overall just feel 20,000 times better. Okay. I promise it's a game changer. Next is activity. So just activity in general, y'all. So getting that swimming in, that cycling, that jogging, whatever it may be, move your body, boost your metabolism, burn that fat, and get those steps in. And by doing that alone, you can see a big change as well. But you have to make sure you're in a calorie deficit. But adding that activity in is going to help very, very well, because you're going to boost your metabolism. And that's a huge thing that happens during menopause, is our metabolisms go down. Okay. So get that activity in as much as possible in a realistic, sustainable approach, and you'll have no problem losing this weight and keeping it off as well for the rest of your life. So you don't have to worry about the menopausal belly or anything like that. Okay. So that is today's training, y'all. So as you can see, I kind of flew through it, kind of nuts. We're sitting around like 12 minutes right now. But if you have any questions, though, you can always ask me. But one more thing is that, do you need help? If you need help with this, if you're, this is specifically for those who have gained that, extra 20, 30, 40 pounds during menopause, or who are scared about gaining more weight during menopause, and they're creeping up on that that area of their life, that time of their life. And if you feel like you're stuck, you're not sure how to make that plan, or if you're just so busy that you have no time to put into studying this stuff for years on end to try to make a plan that works for you, then just reach out for help. You can click the link in my description on this training. So just below, just read the description. You can click that link there and get some help 100%. And we can help you make this permanent change happen. Customize around you, one-to-one personalized coaching, nutrition, accountability, everything A to Z in a lifestyle approach, the Coach Hayward way. Okay. Now, lastly, guys, as I said before, if you took something from this training, if you got value today, all I ask is that you leave a like, you just click subscribe so you can watch some more of these trainings. And if you have a friend who is in pain and struggling with their body issues or their health issues, like, please share this so you can help them make these changes happen. Making this change happen is truly unbelievable. I've seen people get off things they were addicted to, medication, everything that you can think of. It is crazy what this change can do for you. Okay. Now, especially for menopause too, because it can affect mental health a lot. So if you have a friend in need, make sure you share this, send it their way. In the long run, they will thank you. Other than that, that is the training for today. So I appreciate you all for showing up and watching my videos. I hope you like it, and I will see you guys on the next training.